Hello everyone, my name is Jenna. I have been on Mounjaro / Zepbound for 6 months. At this point, I have lost 71 pounds, which I am absolutely thrilled with. I lost 2 pounds last week, and I attribute that to I started swimming again. We opened our pool. I've been doing laps. It is still a little cold in the pool in Pennsylvania, but I've been doing my laps, and I think it helped me with my 2-pound weight loss last week. I do other exercises. I walk. I do Pilates, but I think adding swimming in there helped me last week, or maybe it was a fluke. I don't know, but I'm gonna say it was the swimming that helped me lose more weight last week. Today I want to talk about something that I read in one of the support groups online. And it was a comment about the pharmacy. They had gone to a pharmacy out of their area, and the pharmacy saying to them, "We're sorry, we are, only giving these medications, these weight loss medications or whatever, to patients in our area or to patients that we've had. We are not taking currently any new patients." So I kind of wanted to talk about that. I had a similar experience. I was in another town with my daughter. We were looking for prom dresses. And at the time, well, there still is a shortage, but there's a shortage. I was looking for my medication, so I went into a pharmacy, and they informed me that no, at this point, they do not have the medication in the dose that I needed, and that for now, until the shortage subsides, they are only getting medications for their patients. Now, this is something I do agree with. I think that pharmacies doing this, I think that's amazing for the patients that they have, because I've heard of experiences of people using this pharmacy over and over and using it for their other medications, but having to call like every day, or having it put aside for them, meaning their script was in, they were, insurance went through, everything was good. They were told their script was ready. They went the following day and the pharmacy had given their prescription to someone else. And I think that's horrible. I mean, I've heard the stories enough that I don't really buy that it's a mistake that it's happened. Especially after the medication was put aside and you got a confirmation. I have a hard time thinking after that it was a mistake that they gave it to someone else. However, it happened and continues to happen. So a pharmacy having some loyalty to the patients that they already have, I think is wonderful, that they don't have to call every day in a fight with people from 100 miles away that can't get their medication. This pharmacy is saying, hey, look, we're prioritizing the patients we have now. And I think that is amazing, because you have people calling around and they're calling all over, and they could call, 3 minutes before you call your regular pharmacy, but that person that called 3 minutes ago is going to get that medication. So I really think that is amazing that some pharmacies are doing that, even though it made it so it didn't work out for me at that point. I still think it's a good thing, and I wish more pharmacies would do that and be loyal to the customers they already have. And I do think this is different than the last time I was on and I talked about Caremark, which is the delivery service pharmacy deciding who needs this medication the most, meaning that diabetics need this medication the most, so everyone else can go die on the street because they're not filling Mounjaro or Ozempic for non-diabetics. And as I said in my last video, just because you are not diabetic doesn't mean that you have another need for this medication, or maybe health-wise it's benefiting you even more than someone who is diabetic. Meaning maybe you have heart disease, maybe on top of that heart disease and high blood pressure, you're pre-diabetic, and you have a whole host of other issues that these medications are helping. So I do think that situation is very different than a pharmacy prioritizing the patients that have been loyal customers of their pharmacy. And in my situation, just to point out, it was not a little mom and pop pharmacy. This was a big, I'm not going to say who it was, but it was a big chain pharmacy that the pharmacist had decided, no, we're not taking all these calls every day, giving them the medication ahead of our regular patients. And I give her a lot of credit. I do wish more places would do that. I think it would cut back on a lot of frustration for people. I mean, let's face it, there are people in situations that just can't go 100 miles or, can't keep calling all day to different pharmacies. Fortunately, I have not had that much of an issue finding my medication, whether it was Mounjaro or Zepbound. I do pay out of pocket, and I will basically take what I can get. If I can get Mounjaro and Zepbound is not available, then I will do that, or vice versa. I guess if there's any benefit at all to paying out of pocket for these medications, that is the only one, is that, I can go in between those two medications, which I know is another issue for people who have diabetes and feel like nobody else but someone who is diabetic should even look in the direction of Mounjaro or Ozempic. But unfortunately for them, not that I am, being negative or, don't think they need this medication. I absolutely do. I think this medication is a life-changing medication that benefits so many people. I guess what I am saying is that I don't think you have to be diabetic to have health benefits from this medication. And I don't believe that being diabetic should be the only reason you are given these medications or have access to these medications. I don't think anyone should be cut off from having access to these life-changing medications. And honestly, they truly, truly are. I never thought I would get to the point where I have lost 71 pounds. If you would have told me that a year ago, I would have been like, how, what, where, how could that even happen? I do not think it's the easy way out. I, record in FitnessPal everything I eat. I am always trying to eat high protein and exercising 4 or 5 times a week, whether that means going for a walk, whether that means swimming, whether that means Pilates, whether that means the few times that I have done kickboxing. I have put effort and work into it, and I have done so even previous to taking Mounjaro and Zepbound. I just didn't have the results that I have with these medications. Of course, from my whole life, since I was probably 12, I can remember dieting. Before I even needed to diet, I remember dieting and trying things and, doing all those things. So I do just want to say that it's not just that I was fat and lazy and couldn't get off my butt to lose weight, because that could not be farther from the truth. I was so determined and for so many times. So anyway, that is it for today. I appreciate you watching. Please comment. Let me know how you feel about any of these issues. I would love to have you subscribe. But yeah, have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.